In the EU, you are allowed to fuel first and then pay the bill. However,
Really?
it varies country to country.
That's pretty crazy. So you guys can just fill up and then you like go in and pay afterwards over there? I guess you guys don't have as much crime that we have here because people would just fill up and just drive away. I know it would happen, 100%. Yo, what's good, everyone? Jacob here, your American friend, ready to react to U.S. versus EU shocking traffic differences. I'm clueless about what's coming, but I bet it's gonna roast our American roads hard.
All right, that'll do it.
Marty!
You!
Marty!
Get out of your car and come tell me what the problem is.
Buckle up and let's dive in.
Hi guys, in the previous video I've talked about 10 traffic related things that were very different from Europe. Here's a couple of more to the list. Number 1.
Oh, there was another video? Alright, I'll have to check that one out too. Number 1.
Highways are going through and not around the cities. Here in the EU, the concept is that the traffic should avoid cities. Therefore, major highways go around them. In the US, there is no intention to free the cities from heavy traffic. Cars, trucks go right through the downtown area, causing significant traffic jams and delays.
Yeah. Okay, for most of them, but let me show you guys. Let's just go to Google. So in our city here in Nashville, let's go right out here. Look at that. No highways that really go directly through it. Some small ones here, but they're more like on and off ramps. These are the main highways that go around, and then everything kind of wraps around in a circle for us here in Nashville. So, but I get what he's saying. Most major cities in America do have horrible design, but I just was like, oh, hey, Nashville looks a lot like Paris, but nonetheless. All right, let's keep going.
Unexpected traffic jams can happen almost any time in the US, and travel times can vary significantly along the road. One memorable case was when we were at the Valley of Fire State Park in Nevada. We tried to reach the Hoover Dam before sunset. This would have been completely feasible. Google said 90 minutes through Las Vegas, 100 minutes through the desert. We arrived half hour before sunset. Great. We chose the first option. As it turned out, 1 hour later, this was a bad idea. As we traveled, our ETA was extending constantly, minute by minute. When the sun set, we were still in traffic in the middle of Las Vegas.
Yep.
As I mentioned before, highways go through the cities and not around them. Thanks to your terribly engineered traffic system, we missed the daylight hours, we missed the sunset, and we arrived to the dam in complete darkness. I wasn't happy, I can say that.
That sucks.
Learning point? Don't trust Google. Trust your instincts. If there are options to choose traveling A to B, stick to the roads which are going through on less populated areas. You can win significant amount of your time, and maybe you can reach your destination before the sun goes down.
Okay, yeah, traffic is horrendous here. Do you guys not have like crazy traffic in Europe? Is there not like really bad traffic jams? We have them. Usually it is when you're just trying to get into like the major city. If you're trying to like go through them, you might get stuck for like an extra half an hour. I mean, whenever we drive to Florida from here in Tennessee, it's about a 16-hour drive, and usually, well, it will say like 14 hours on our maps when we get in the car. And I almost always just add like 2 hours for stops and for traffic. When I go through Atlanta, it's like you're going to get stuck in 30 minutes of traffic regardless. So you can't go around, like you said, use less populated areas and go use those roads and highways. But it's kind of a gamble because sometimes you can get through the cities pretty quickly. There isn't traffic. So it's definitely a gamble. But I wish they did something better. We have no public transport, so everyone's driving cars.
3. To say good experiences as well, the roads in the US are well maintained and have a high quality. Concrete is often used for better durability on major highways, which is very rarely seen on European roads. Roads which are not classified as highways in Central and Eastern Europe and also in the Balkans are often bumpy with many potholes.
Are they asphalt? They look like asphalt, yeah. They're not concrete.
People traveling to these areas should be careful, where the number one danger is not the road user, but the road itself. Number 4.
I like how he was like full blown ready to have a road to show. Because I doubt that he just dropped into like some random road on the outskirts of a town and was like, oh, cool, here's all the potholes. The guy that makes this video, he probably drives on this road occasionally. And he's like, I know exactly where I'm going to show terrible roads in Europe.
User, but the road itself. Number 4. As I mentioned in my previous video, distances are huge in the city. American cities tend to have the lowest walkability score.
Yep.
If you live in the US, there is no chance to go to school or work, do your grocery shopping, or go out at the weekends using only your foot. Here in the EU, most cities are compact and well designed. Therefore, you can do these things mostly by walking, cycling, using public transport, or a combination of those without the need to use the car. City residents rarely use cars as parking in the city is expensive or just simply impossible. And
Yeah, I wish I could get through the cities a lot easier. Like from my house, if I could just ride my scooter down into town and hit the gym, or a bike. Like if I could ride a bike, that'd be amazing.
cities are designed for important things like schools, offices, or restaurants, and not for parking garages. Number 5. Even though there are limited bike lanes in the US, I can hardly see anyone cycling.
Yeah.
What I find
No one
awkward is that people go to the gym by car, of course, to use those stationary bikes instead of just cycling. Crazy, right? Bike lane infrastructure is very mixed in the EU. However, you can almost always find some people cycling. In the US, as a
there's
more
bikes
popular
everywhere.
option, many people use electric scooters, which are just becoming more widespread in the EU too. Number 6. When I was walking along those multi-million
Yeah, I mean, hold on really quick to go back. If I were to ride my bike, well, I don't have a bike, but if I had a bike and I rode it to the gym, it would probably take me a half an hour to get there. So I'm adding like an entire hour on my workout schedule, which in itself would just be a workout. I could just ride the bike for an hour. I wouldn't really ride it to the gym. It's just too far. It's too far. The road, like he said, I would have to ride like on the street because we don't have sidewalks on every road between my home and the gym. So I'd have to be riding on the road. Cars are flying by. It's just like, yeah, just hop in the car.
in the EU too.
But I wish I could ride my bike.
Number 6. When I was walking along those multi-million-dollar houses at the Hollywood Hills, I was shocked that there is no pavement next to the road. Americans allocate as much space as possible to cars, but when it comes to bike or pedestrian infrastructure, they are really cheap. Not just in Hollywood, everywhere. Number 7.
Yep,
What
true.
I find dangerous while driving in the US is the red turning signals on the back of the cars. It is hardly noticeable as they have the same color as the brake lamp or the driving lamp. Therefore, it can create potential situations for crash. In the EU, you will meet only yellow or amber turning signals. The signal is easily noticeable and stands out from other signals.
I think maybe he didn't see enough cars here. Ours is, like, almost every car is yellow when we have turn signals, but there might be some that are red. I'm trying to think of my car. We have them, they might be, are they yellow in the back? I've never driven behind my car. We do have them on the mirrors on the outside, so those ones are yellow, I know for sure, because I always see it whenever I hit the turn signal.
Number 8. The types of cars are very different from European cars. If you go to Europe, you will meet mostly small or mid-sized sedans, hatchbacks, station wagons, and some newly increasingly popular SUVs. In the US, the ratio for SUVs is much higher. There is one segment which is quite rare in Europe, the pickup trucks. These vehicles were designed for farmers. On the other hand, many people are using them who are not even close to agriculture. This vehicle is unsuitable to transport everyday goods on an everyday basis. I remember we almost crashed into a stopped pickup truck in the middle of the highway while we were cruising at high speed. Why? Well, the cargo area is of course open, and therefore exposed to bad weather conditions and high wind on the road. As a result, goods and packages can easily fall out, typically in the most awkward and most dangerous situations. This type of vehicle is not just unsuitable for most users, but thanks to their unnecessarily strong engine, one of the biggest air polluters among the cars in America. Number 9.
Yeah, people are obsessed with their trucks. I like cars. I like sports cars, like fast cars. I don't have one. I have a SUV. I drive a Toyota 4Runner, and then I have a Kia Telluride, another SUV. Two of them, but I do like cars a little bit more. Having a truck is nice though when you just have to go pick up something. Like if I have to take, I don't know, a piece of equipment, or I'm digging a hole in the backyard and I need an auger, I have to call my brother or call a friend and like, hey, can I use your truck really quick? You know, can you come with me? And then you're kind of putting that burden on someone else. So it is nice having a truck because we are frequently having to move things or pick up something that is fairly large. So it's helpful, but I'm a car guy.
Biggest air polluters among the cars in America. Number 9. On gas stations in the US, you have to pay first and then fuel. In the EU, you are allowed to fuel first and then pay the bill. However,
Really?
it varies country to country.
That's pretty crazy. So you guys can just fill up and then you like go in and pay afterwards over there? I guess you guys don't have as much crime that we have here because people would just fill up and just drive away. I know it would happen 100%.
However, it varies country to country. Number 10. The traffic light is on the other side of the road in the US, which has pros and cons. It has better visibility, however, if you are turning, it can be misleading, as you might think that you are going through a red light. In the EU, you will find the traffic light before the intersections and not after. Number 11.
I
The
didn't know
traffic
that.
light
Wow.
changes from red to green instantly in the US. In the EU,
Yeah.
before it turns green, the yellow light will also appear for a second or two.
Oh, that's freaking awesome. I wish we had that. That would be so nice to know, like, hey, the green light is coming if it turns yellow first. I mean, it's such a small, minute little detail that, you know, it's not a huge deal, but it's definitely way better in Europe having that yellow light come on first before the green light. I like that.
The reason behind that in the EU, most cars operated with manual transmission. Therefore, it takes some more time to launch. Fortunately, it is slowly going away as more and more cars are equipped with the much more convenient automatic transmission. However, it is not known when the yellow light sequence will be removed from the traffic lights.
Don't
That was
remove
my
it,
last
keep it.
point. If you have more experiences, agree or disagree with my point, don't forget to mention it in the comment section.
Trolley.
I'm planning to upload more interesting stuff on a weekly, bi-weekly basis, so if you don't want to miss anything, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.
All right, that was good. That was cool. Interesting facts that I had no idea. I didn't know that there were that many differences between U.S. and EU. Yeah, that yellow light one. I wish we had that. Can we swap? You guys can take the no yellow light from red to green. So, and I think he said that it's because you guys have a lot of manual cars over in Europe, which we don't have everyone's car is an automatic here. Another interesting fact that could have been one of his points, but I guess it's not really related to traffic. All right, that's it. I'm gonna hop out. Appreciate you guys watching the video and hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.